All right, who's up next? It's going to be the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome aboard. This is, um, Aluminum Tarot. Thanks so much for joining for today. It's a pleasure to have you here, and we will be doing sign again for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising from now, and well, for the month of March in general. So we have just recently had an eclipse. We've also had a blood moon. So there's a lot of crazy stuff taking place in the world at this particular point in time, especially if you've been following issues in the Middle East, the crazy madness that is the unilateral war against the Islamic Republic of Iran. So that said, we are now just going to get into it. I've already done a reading on the, Middle East conflict, and it doesn't seem like it's going to slow anytime soon, and I think it will lead to a pretty disastrous period in modern history, I would say. So stay tuned for that. I'll continue to do readings and updates on that as things go through. Anyways, if you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding the notification bell so that you don't miss any updates from future postings. Also, feel free to leave a financial contribution to the PayPal link in the description box below. Apologies, I am running a little bit low on steam. I did have a lovely weekend, saw an amazing concert, and additionally had a nice ride to one of the local towns nearby. Cities, actually. Very nice, beautiful city. And yeah, so I'm a bit spent, but I'm going to get through this reading and try to stay as focused as possible. So, that said, we go on to the first card, your card. Leo, you have Ten of Swords in the reverse. The challenge is the High Priestess in the reverse. So when I look at this, I get the impression that someone has been through it. And not only that, it has completely knocked them off center. It's made them kind of separate from their higher conscience. You are in a position of healing. However, you feel that the challenge now is reconnecting to your moral compass, to say the least. And I'll ask a little bit of what that's about, because, when the High Priestess is in the reverse, maybe this is something coming to light. We can either ask if it's something coming to light or if it's something more. What is the High Priestess about in the reverse? So, getting some just really muddy, kind of horrible energy going on here, but I'm going to try to pass through this and see what's going on. So you have the clarifying the High Priestess in the reverse. You have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Someone has dropped the ball. That is what I'm getting here. And additionally, this could be you, or this could be someone important in your world. So High Priestess in the reverse as the challenge. It means you have to find a way to reconnect to your higher self, your divinity. The reason being is because the situation that you're currently finding yourself in is a bit of a clusterfuck. And one can only hope that you are in a good place at this time, but it seems like there is a very strong financial loss right here. Two of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, both in the reverse. It's Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, which means that there is a bit of a financial fallout that you're trying to sort yourself out from, and that has left you in that Ten of Swords. But it's in the reverse, so that's kind of a good thing, but it can be a bad thing if you're lingering in that energy, which the Ten of Swords in the reverse can sometimes talk about, where a person is not currently in a good financial place, standing, whatnot, maybe struggling for work, maybe be struggling to save money and things like that. However, there can be a way out. There is usually a way out. There's always a solution for something. So we're going to go into this. When I asked what the reading was about and tried to get into the signifier of all of this, it's the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, which tells us that things are feeling stuck, stagnant. Your desire to feel wanted, attractive, abundant is being threatened right now. It's under threat. And so what we see here with the Empress the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. It's like your spiritual fecundity, your ability to manifest the things that you want, has felt blocked for some time, and you're trying your best to get into a better situation. In the recent past, you had a disconnect. There's a 10 of cups in the reverse, leading to the 5 of pentacles in the reverse. So when I look at that, I see someone who is struggling with emotional dysregulation. That's what's coming to my mind. Someone who is particularly dealing with very hard times, who wants to come out of this financial lack. I'm going to pull one more card to just kind of see what's going on here, just to make sure that I'm in the right path with this. Yeah, the emotional dysregulation, the King of Cups in the reverse. And with everything that's going on, when you don't have your material in the right place, typically your emotional suffers. Water needs earth to guide and direct it, which is why if your finances are shit, or if your finances are in a bad place, it completely dysregulates you emotionally because you don't know exactly how you're going to get a way out of this. I speak about this from experience, so it's no shade to any Leo that's going through this situation. But there is now the onus to try to find a practical solution to whatever problem's undertaking at this point. Whether that is to suck up your pride and receive help from people that you're close to, whether it's to kind of suck up your pride, go to the job center, go to, some kind of source that can help you to overcome those, challenges. Because what I see here is that in the near future, if things continue the way they are, you're going to take a break. You're going to need time to heal and everything. You have the 8 of Cups in the reverse, which means that you might be dwelling on something or possibly returning to something. Clarify future. Ugh, that's rough. I see 9 of Swords. I'm just going to say what I feel, or I'm going to say exactly what is coming to me intuitively. And that is, if you don't find a practical solution to this problem, it's going to eat you up at night. I see two swords cards, both of which imply someone in bed struggling. 4 of Swords, the person is taking a rest. 9 of Swords, the person is in bed. 4 plus 9 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 of Swords again. You're trying to heal from the situation, but there's something you can't quite release from that situation, which is causing you the anxiety and stress to build up. Now, in your unconscious, what you desire is to be adventurous, to have personal freedom, and to have stability in your home life. So your home life, what you want is a very dynamic home life. You want something that is going to allow you to say, I have the stability I need, so I can go out and I can kind of, have the freedom to do everything else. Because my inner sanctum is okay, that gives me the chance to go and explore options, to do things I want. However, what this can talk about in your home life, you've been a bit reckless with certain things. These are very fiery cards. The 4 of Wands, and then that extra wand, which leads to the 5 of Wands, which can cause conflict, strife, a little bit of chaos in that regard. So if you have done things like overspent, or if you have not saved up, or if you have been a bit reckless with your home life, or, relished a little bit in being a bit impulsive with your finances, then that's not going to really lead to a good place. What we see in the conscious mind is that you have 2 major arcana cards. You have the Hermit in the reverse and the Emperor in the reverse. with these two major arcana cards in here, it's kind of like the message that, oh, I kind of fucked up. Let's just be honest, call a spade a spade. The Hermit in the reverse is you coming to the realization after going in and doing the work and seeing that Emperor in the reverse that you've kind of lost control of everything that has been taking place in your life, or the situation has gotten out of control where you assumed it would go one way. It has no longer gone that way. It's gone left field instead of, down the middle, road where you thought it was going to go, which is one of the reasons why I think this High Priestess in the reverse is taking place, because you had to go in, you had to get that clarity, that revelation. The High Priestess in the reverse sometimes talks about a revelation, something finally coming to light, that light bulb moment where you're just like, ding, okay, let's figure this out. Now that you've figured it out, you're kind of like, this kind of sucks. This is not really going the way I thought it was going to go. That said, what we're looking at here, we're going to talk a little bit about what took place in your outcome. You have here the Seven of Swords in the reverse. You have the World card, got to cover up the boobs. And then after that, Nine of Cups in the reverse. So it's kind of like a loss of a wish fulfillment, or a lack of attaining that wish fulfillment. Something's over with, making you feel a little bit sad, a little bit, depressed about it. And additionally, finding out where there were some issues where you may have felt culpable, or if something was brought to light. Say, for example, this isn't to do with you. Maybe this is someone in your inner sanctum where this has taken place. Boss, former lover, colleague, husband or wife, whatever. But all of those things are now coming to a head. And it's kind of made the situation a little bit dire, because something from the past refuses to die. And that can be a number of things. That could be, for example, you may have bad habits that need to die. You may need to give up a person, which is not really helping you out in your personal life. This could be you finding that practical solution again, which hasn't quite come to your mind and hasn't allowed for you to find a true way out of the situation. So I'm going to pull an oracle card, just to kind of see where this is all going. Now, I'm using my very first oracle card deck, and I'm also using my very first tarot card deck, which is the Rider-Waite and also the Moonology. What is the oracle card message here? This is a good sign. So let's have a look. Prosperity lies ahead. So this is the new moon in Taurus. So you may have gone through difficulties in your material sense, but with prosperity lies ahead, that is an excellent indicator that if you stay focused and stay on the right path, you will finally be able to find that solution that comes to you with the High Priestess in reverse, where you take culpability for your financial misdeeds and then finally allow yourself to start making the progress, because this does tie into previous readings that I've seen for the Leos. Whatever Leo is dealing with the situation, or whoever this resonates with, then it's time for you to start bossing up and handling this before it gets out of control. And the last thing you want to do is to get things out of control, or to get stuck in a situation where things are no longer moving. Now, what's time? Yeah, I think that's going to be it. I don't want to sit here and, bang on about this too much, but those are what the cards tell me. I think maybe get out of the reckless behavior. Or if there's a person doing this, have them get out of this reckless behavior, or just leave them behind. Because whatever's causing this is leading to a lot of chaos and conflict, especially in your inner sanctum, which is your home life, your family life to a degree, but mostly also your finances. There's something about this going wrong. even if it's someone who's knocking on your confidence and causing you to feel less than. Because the Pentacles can talk about feelings of value, self-worth, and things of that nature. But I just want you to know that there's always a solution, and again, I speak from experience, so it's not to slag you off or anything like that, but it is to get you to understand that there can be resources, people, things, job sites that can help you to overcome this problem and this challenge, that then eventually will lead you to that prosperity, which is more certain when you realize that all it takes is for you to start plodding one step after the other, just like the bull does. The bull's unstoppable. All he has to do is put one foot in front of the other, and he can just charge through and get that situation sorted out. So I wish you the best of luck in all of this, and I hope that things do come to pass in a more positive light for the month of March. You will have to put yourself out there. You will have to find a proper battle plan that's going to help you stave off this financial lack, or this feeling, that's permeating your reading, where there's a loss of control. And the more you think about something, the more you stay stagnant and don't move on from the past, that's when things get really rocky for you. So that's going to be it. Thank you so very much. This is Aluminum Tarot. If you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding the notification bell. And that's going to be all. Thank you so much again. Till next time, love and light.